I can remember when one started in the ERISA world, you could silo your practice. You could focus on the tax law and the pension law and really serve your clients well, whether it was a qualified retirement plan or executive compensation, what have you, anything under the panoply of benefits. But the way the world has evolved and the way products and services and investment opportunities have evolved, it's now really an intersection of these laws with a host of securities laws, and it's really come together. So in order to really serve our clients and really kind of stay on the edge of what's happening in this practice area, clients really need their counsel to not be siloed in one particular area, but to be able to bring in a couple of different legal disciplines. And that's what I try to do, and that's what we try to do as a firm. The laws are changing as we speak. There are several regulatory agencies that really touch this field. We have the Department of Labor, which deals with the transactional side of the investments and services that flow in and out of pension plans. You have the IRS that deals with the tax qualification and the tax treatment of the money that's held in a retirement plan or an IRA. And then you have overlapping banking laws and securities laws that govern how these products and services are distributed. So we live in a world where laws are always changing and evolving. But I would say the period we're in right now, literally, is the most dynamic period in the pension world since I've been practicing, which goes back to 1980, and which is probably the most dynamic and impactful change since the federal pension laws were enacted in 1974. It's a matter of national policy to make sure that people are able to retire and live within our country, within our system, and have retirement. And there's a lot of scrutiny around the investment and distribution of those funds, of course, because there's so many players involved. That all adds up to a tremendous amount of regulatory activity, which was capped this past April by the Department of Labor issuing the most meaningful and impactful rewrite of some of the core ERISA pension laws that we've had since 1974. It touches every financial service provider, every bank, broker-dealer, financial planner, trustee, everyone who's touching money on the service side, money or services or products going into pension plans. I think that's a two-part answer. I think the first answer, and what we're advising our clients currently, is that stay the course. We have a set of new regulations that has been onboarded. It's been effective for several months now, though the applicability date, legal terms of art, is not until next April. We're advising all our clients, big and small, and we have many in each of those categories, to stay the course and be prepared to implement, and we are working on that. I think looking out on the horizon, I think it would be fair to say that a Trump administration may be more inclined to issue some different kinds of interpretive guidance on these regulations, which maybe is a little bit more pro-business, that's an oversimplified term, of course, but maybe a little pro-business as compared to investor-friendly. That seems to be their bent. That's the stereotype of their bent anyway. And the reason this is important is, number one, people want to protect the integrity of the retirement system. No one is saying that we should have rules or regulations that don't protect investors and don't give a fair shake to the institutions that are serving them. But it takes a lot of money to implement these changes. A tremendous amount of time and money has been invested by the firms and by plan sponsors to understand these new rules. So I think there's just a slight edge of uncertainty hanging over the air, but at the Wagner Law Firm, we've been able to dispel that uncertainty. We're very confident in terms of the direction going forward, at least in terms of some practical steps to be taken in the short term and what maybe to anticipate in the longer term.